What's up, everybody? This is Justin Wong, and we're back with another interesting React video. Obviously, the one React I did with like Killer Instinct on Ketchup Mustard's video that did extremely well, and you guys enjoy like kind of like that type of watch along when we're doing like niche stuff, and that's actually what I enjoy too. So I saw that Winquote has done a new video on his most recent video of Yatagarasu, and I have just like a blank memory about it. It's like a faint memory about it, and I want to see what this game was about because I remember growing up and I seen this game as well talked about, and it was coming along. They had like famous commentators like Kokuji, James Chen, and etc. So you guys want to see the reaction and what's the deal with it? Hit the like, share, subscribe, turn the bells notification, and yeah, let's get into the video.
While many retro scenes are still going strong,
all right, let's
there's
check
no
this
other
out.
Fighter that's carrying the arcade legacy while still gaining
Third Strike always is carrying the game, right? It's always like that.
But hey, if Third Strike is so good, why isn't there a Third Strike too? Well,
or Fourth Strike? Yatagarasu. I remember doing the Indiegogo campaign as well for this as well.
Okay, let's back up. This is Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu.
It's a Japanese PC doujin fighter that originally released in 2008. They harkened back to the good old fighting games of 1999.
They had a thing at NYU for this game where they like were talking about it and bringing it. This was gonna bring it to the West, but I never heard anything. What happened after that? I actually don't remember even playing it too much. I think I played it 1 or 2 times just to pick like James Chen and Seth Killian as commentators, but I never like went crazy. Like obviously that looks like Dudley, right? Very Third Strike inspired. Umezono. See, I don't even know who these developers are. Yep, Umezono. I remember Umezono. He's so good. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know he went to Evo. Great game. I mean, this was kind of a broken game. 2000. Sole programmer. Okay. Yo, look at this. This game is sick, though. Hold on. It looks amazing. We might need to just play this game, too. I think you could get this on Steam and right now, actually.
Other enthusiasts at doujinshi conventions like Comic-Cat usually sold at a cost deficit. But over the course of 4 years and 7 revisions, Yatagarasu would end up having a cast of 8 characters in its final 4.3 release.
I mean, but look at the character select. It looks amazing.
The small following in Japan pioneered by Third Strike players starting around the game, as it was mechanically similar.
The parries, yeah, see?
Players.
That's what I'm saying. They're cool commentators. This is the game that first did it.
Would feature the legendary Dudley player. Fun fact, was in the same top 8 that Evo Moment 37 took place in, and Murderface Tokido himself as commentators that would hype up the fights during rounds.
Yes, yes,
It was
yes.
obvious that Yatagarasu was a game for fans, made by fans.
Yep,
But it
made
being
by
a
the
doujin,
gamers.
PC
What?
title
Wait,
would
hold
be
on.
free.
Why is this the cover of the game?
It being a doujin
Hello?
PC title
Because
was
it's
limited,
Dojin? I don't.
and PD
I still don't even know what.
had much bigger aspirations
I never really
for
played a Dojin game.
And
Huh.
this is around the time I first hear about Yatagarasu.
Damn.
In an issue of Nintendo
Rayman?
Basketball
Okay, let's go
There
Rayman.
was an article about how the publisher Nicholas, and yes, it is pronounced
Nicholas.
Nicholas,
I thought it was Nicholas.
had picked up the rights to Yatagarasu and were porting it to the 3DS, which rightfully sounds goofy, but they had just come off the success of publishing cave.
You know what's crazy? I worked on some Nicholas games as well too. So like during COVID, I was working like as a QA tester for them, testing a lot of like their re-releases or like new releases. So yeah, that's actually cool that Nicholas was trying to get Yatagarasu on. That was actually pretty cool.
So maybe this was going to be their next big doujin success, if it ever came out. The 3DS port would be abandoned in favor of a PS4, Vita, and Xbox One port, and was renamed to The Legend of Raven.
What?
And given a
Legend of Raven?
logo not too long after it
I
was
never
released.
seen that.
You know, putting this on actual consoles instead of the 3DS made way more sense.
Yeah, but Legend of
Here's where
Raven?
things also start to get
That
very
is
complicated.
new to me.
So Nicholas had the rights to the last PC release of Yatagarasu, which was the 4.0
Chadhawk
And
grappler.
that's what they were going to port to consoles. But at the same time Nicholas was working on this port, PDW Hodapin met with another publisher named New Media and launched an Indiegogo campaign for a new update to Yatagarasu.
Oh, that's
subtitled
crazy.
Attack on Cataclysm 2013.
Damn, they made a second version.
At the same time, one being a port of the old Dojin game to consoles, and a new update for PC and arcades that would just make the console port obsolete.
That's
Very
crazy.
weird and confusing.
I'll be
In
pissed.
a sad and maybe predictable turn of events, The Legend of Raven would never come out, and the dream of console Yatagarasu would die.
Damn.
Honestly, let me reiterate that this console version was going to be an old version of the game. So even though it wasn't the worst thing ever to lose,
Yeah, but like, did they know that they were gonna make a second version of Yatagarasu, or was that just kind of like a blindside? I don't know. The way it was like the way it was portrayed, it looked like it was blindsided.
this is just the beginning of Yatagarasu failing to deliver. But you know who did deliver? 3,585 backers for the Yatagarasu Attack on Cataclysm Indiegogo. 'Cause even
I
though
did
the
an
campaign was
Indiegogo.
asking for $68,000,
I did an
within a
Indiegogo.
month,
That game
they
looks
ended up
sick.
raising almost $120,000.
Yeah, that game,
And guess what?
the game was
A
cool.
young guy win quote was 10 of those dollars.
I might have
Damn, I was a broke 16-year-old. That's seriously all I could give. But nonetheless, I was
$10
there.
good. You know, still get the
reason
game.
for this fundraiser was to bankroll the creation of new characters, along with a localized PC Steam port and a version of the game for Nessica X Live
card.
hardware for Japanese game sims. But
Yeah,
the
I
great
seen this in
success of the
I seen this
campaign
game in
meant that all
Japanese
of the
arcades
original
now
characters
while
were
I'm in
going to get
Japan. I saw it the other
revamped,
day.
along with the addition of the 3 brand new characters and some new commentators to spice up the game were
Yo,
being
oh,
added as well.
Maximilian.
James Chan, Ultra David, and Maximilian. dude.
Maximilian.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time James Chin was a digital commentator in a fighting game, I'd have 2 nickels.
2
Which
nickels.
isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
That's cool though. James
Before
Chen,
porting,
yeah.
the stretch goal of rollback neck-
Obviously, he's the
which
OG
was huge
commentator,
news
right?
'cause it meant that this game wasn't going to be dead on arrival. This is foreshadowing, by the way. I was so damn excited about this game. I was checking up on the campaign almost every day, and I even bought the old Dojin release to play so I could get ahead on
okay.
any old Yatagarasu match footage I could. I really felt
Yeah,
like
I
we
might
were
need to make a
walking through
Yatagarasu
a
video,
great
guys. What do you guys think? This game
and
looks
that
sick
this
though.
game was going to bring back real fighting games.
Like I want to see what the sweat looks like in this game.
But little did I know that I would have to wait 694 days for Attack on
Damn,
Cataclysm to
the
finally
mixed
release on
reviews,
Steam on
July 7th.
2015. And look, a 2-year turnaround ain't bad. Games are hard to make. But when I finally downloaded the game and realized that Attack on Cataclysm was just another revision of the Dojin game, and not technically a whole
So it's not a new game. So it's like a little update.
it was using the same launcher, the same interface, the same UI, and if you try to run Attack on Cataclysm at the same time as the Dojin release, it won't let you because it says the program is already running.
The struggle.
We used to have to buy the new version of a fighting game like 4 different times back in the day.
You know,
I'm used to title updates being small incremental upgrades.
Street Fighter
But
4
Attack on
did that.
Cataclysm was built off a hobbyist program that one single dude made that originally came out 7 years before.
Yeah.
So it unsurprisingly felt aged on release.
Oh, this character
But
looks
I can
sick.
ignore any of my maybe unrealistic
I might.
expectations, as
I'm
long
gonna
as I
download
can
this
play
game. I'm gonna get this
that
game.
sweet rollback netcode that was fun. Psych, it was never added to the game. We were stuck in delay-based hell, and I was never able to play another.
So it
version
never
of
had
Final Fantasy,
GGPO.
which I will admit could have been my fault.
Still no
So I
rollback.
forwarded
Still
every
no
port
rollback. No.
imaginable and reassembled my router just so I could be told that the connection to lobby failed.
I mean,
Whatever. I'll just run training.
you could parsec,
never
I
mind.
guess.
Some of my buttons on my stick aren't detected because of X
Oh.
input.
Oh,
Alright, I guess
struggle.
that's the end of my Yatagarasu journey.
Damn.
So while we
So it's
did
hard-
get
it's hard to
Shoutouts
play this,
playable
huh?
Online, PDW Hodapin did fulfill their main goal by releasing a localized version of Yatagarasu, as well as launching the game into arcades.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and I'm happy for the devs and for the Japanese scene. But it's hard not to feel negative about the whole ordeal when you're on the other side of the world.
And it says GGPO, right?
And it wasn't
Yeah,
even
that's
just the
unfortunate.
in-game goals that
I wonder how many of you guys in my
I actually
comments
personally
have done
feel
this
for
for
the top
Yatagarasu
owners
as
of
well.
Indiegogo. And a lot of the rewards that they donated to were kind of half-assed, to say the least. One of the top rewards was an arcade stick with new dedicated artwork by Stylio.
That's a-
credited
that's
to
a-
the top contributor.
Yeah, that's a
But
good.
Instead, they got a TE2 with basic T art for the game. They were
Oh.
also asked to fill out a questionnaire of what they look like. So
Oh.
they could be added into the game.
Yo, what happened, bro? No.
Thrown in
They
as
were.
a silhouette. Obviously, something somewhere more about this Indiegogo was mishandled. And I'm sure both PDW Hodapin and New Media bit off more than they could chew.
Damn, that makes me sad. This was a fail one. I guess that makes sense. That's why it never took off.
Many Kickstarter and Indiegogo fails that many of us bought into in the early
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's never guaranteed, huh?
There's no reason feeling bitter, because I'd rather the game exist than not at all.
Yeah.
Except that it doesn't even end there, because the publisher of Attack on Cataclysm, New Media, would
See,
have
NYU.
shut down and relinquished.
Yeah, this is NYU Media. This is because, like I said, I went to NYU for an event and I saw that they had like a little kind of like a panel about the game. So I thought, you know, this was gonna be big.
On Cataclysm, New Media would eventually shut down and relinquish the rights to Attack on Cataclysm back to PDW Hodapin, which is pretty cool. But this also came with the release of a brand new Yatagarasu update called Enter the Eastward.
Wait, there's another one?
Almost 9 years after Attack on Cataclysm was released, this new Yatagarasu update would be released on Steam and Japanese arcades that would rebalance the game.
I seen yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. Because I definitely did see in Japanese arcade.
Old foundation that the original PC Dojin release was, and surprise, surprise, it still doesn't have rollback. And this isn't a free update either.
No
You have to
rollback.
buy the game again. Okay, so now I'm a little bit annoyed. I feel like I'm getting
I would be
played.
pissed. Yeah. I feel like I would get played too.
Buy the game again, and I still had issues playing online, so I had to get a friend to come over to my house to play the game with me.
Yeah.
So I could record footage for this video.
Yep.
And we had to go through 5 different sticks before the game would recognize 2 controllers at once.
Damn, I think
Even
Parsec
then,
would be tough.
The game randomly crashed on us at one point. Yatagarasu, Enter the Eastward
Mixed.
is not a great product. But I've
Mixed.
spent this whole video talking about everything besides the actual gameplay of Yatagarasu. And that's what makes everything about this feel so sour.
Yeah.
Yatagarasu is a great game.
So it is a great
Very
game. Okay.
thoughtfully designed with
Yeah, that's what
mechanics
it
and
looks
features
good.
that
When you
work
look at it, you're like, yo, this game looks
Yatagarasu
fire.
doesn't just look the part of a 90s fighter. It plays the part, and it feels intuitive doing so. If you like Third Strike, there's a high chance you would like Yatagarasu.
Yeah.
And Third Strike players don't like any other game, so that's saying something. And that's of course because the engine is derived from Third Strike, so it makes interesting changes to combat.
You know what's
Third Strike
crazy?
criticism.
There was another game that was like this that came out the other time, and it also has kind of like similar to Third Strike, Blazing Strike. Yo, Blazing Strike went through the same thing. It just bad balancing. It didn't do good. Everything was broken. And they just re-released it. And it was like, well, how much was it? I don't know. Remember the cost, but I think it was like $40. You guys remember
So let's
that?
finally
Yeah,
talk
that just
about
recent.
Yatagarasu as a game. Even though Third Strike is in its blood, Yatagarasu is a 4-button fighter with light and heavy punches and kicks instead of the usual Capcom 6 buttons for attacks. This means most characters have a good amount of command normals,
Okay.
as well as access to universal moves like throw, an overhead, and an unblockable strike that can lead to a combo. Unlike something like Focus Attack though, you can easily be hit out of this, and the strike itself can be parried.
Okay.
Parries of course are the big mechanic.
Yeah, parry is like the thing that you would want. The reason why.
Third Strike is that parries are really good.
Come on, bro. First of all, this is when you know it's. All right, God win quote. Let me tell you why it's. Because you put this.
A common
Even when you're commentating and writing the script, you actually chuckle. Look, listen close. You chuckled because you added this clip.
criticism of Third Strike is that parries are really good.
You hear that? Really good. Like chuckled when he said that because he's like, oh, this is gonna be a funny bit.
And can be buffered and options selected to hell, so they cover a lot of options and are safer than you might first realize. So it feels like you can't press buttons sometimes.
Okay.
Even though you have to tap down or forward, so you can't block, and lockout times exist.
Yeah, there's
Because
locked out.
There's no animation for a parry attempt. If you understand the game's tempo, there's not a lot of risk in going for a parry in many common situations. This is why whenever a game adds a universal parry mechanic, it's usually tied to a command that has an animation. So it's clear to a player when a parry has been attempted and when it can be punished if mistimed.
Yeah.
Personally, I think
But
the
Third
way
Strike, you can't really-
handles parries is much
I
more
think Third Strike
interesting
has the
than
best
fighting.
parry.
Even though to a new player, they can seem a bit suffocating.
Nah.
Yatagarasu
Yeah, I guess
tends to
because
ease
people.
the mysterious
you feel like people
Third
might be
Strike
psychic.
With the system called button locking. You see, Yatagarasu is still technically a 6-button game, with the last 2 buttons being a high and low parry.
Yeah, that's
If the hit is
tough.
about to connect, tap the correct button and you get a parry.
Yeah, that.
There's still no whip animation like
Yeah,
Third
that.
Strike.
Okay.
Instead, a box lights up near the health bar.
I mean, that's
indicating
not. That's
that
actually
parry
cool. I didn't even know about that either.
Time a parry, you are locked out of that parry for 22 frames,
Mm.
so you can't mash out another.
Mhm.
And the game will actually tell you how many frames you missed time your parry.
Oh,
by
that's
each hit.
cool too.
Really cool.
What? They,
This is a huge tell for your
it
opponent
feels like they
getting
actually
back to
have
the
in
super
depth.
parry,
Like it's a
which
pretty
makes
in depth.
learning the common parry scenarios and player habits so much more streamlined than Third Strike.
Yeah.
But there's also a big reward for
Ooh.
punishing an opponent's
Ooh.
incorrect parry
Ooh.
in Yatagarasu.
Yo,
As counter
combos?
the opponent out of a failed parry gives you more frame advantage,
Uh.
forces the opponent into a juggle state, so you can get bigger and badder combos.
Nah, that's sick.
So while parries are technically easier, there's also more reward for calling them out, which you'll probably do often, as Yatagarasu
And there's a guard
also
bar,
has a
too.
guard bar to encourage the player to start timing some button presses before they get guard crushed. Personally, I think Yatagarasu's parries are a smart solution that only someone deep in the Third Strike minds could have thought of, because they practically work the same while offering a better
This
visual
character
idea
with the
of when
sword
they're
looks
being
OD
used
though.
and when they're
I would
being
play
punished.
her.
But if you already hate Third Strike parries, this probably won't change your mind. Whether it's a tap of the
I mean,
stick
it's
or
definitely
buzz
less
throw,
free than
it
Third
still
Strike,
feels
right?
great.
Because there's a limit.
Yatagarasu
Which
also
is
takes
nice.
EX moves and selectable supers straight from Third Strike, but your character has access to both supers regardless of choice during the match.
Oh.
With the super you choose on the character select screen, getting some kind of
Oh,
buff.
just more damage.
Kinda on this, because one of my favorite aspects of Third Strike is the varying supers and how it affects their playstyle and meter game.
I can
While
see
every
that,
character
but I
in
think
Yatagarasu
having
has
multiple
the same
supers always
ring
always
and access
nice.
to all supers. You can still whiff for meter though, so start mashing from full speed.
Hey, Chung, you see that
I think
Chun-Li back
Yatagarasu's
fierce?
characters themselves are all pretty cool and memorable, even if some of them are deviations of existing fighting game
What's that
characters,
blonde character?
or slight clones of each other from the most
Aja.
part, which shouldn't be a shock because
Aja,
the sprite
okay.
work is great, and
Aja.
they were
Oh,
designed by
Aja.
someone who's already made
Damn, look at
other
that.
timeless
Ojo-sama.
characters.
Yeah, they
The
look
game takes place in
amazing.
an alternate 1920s Japan, where the government is being overthrown by revolutionary groups.
But
and
damn, they just had a
ninjas
bad
fighting
launch.
other ninjas
Sometimes a
from
bad
like
launch
ninja
really
fans.
decides
And also there's a robot
the
with an
future of the
arcade
game,
stick here
huh?
for some reason.
It's terrible.
I don't know. More importantly, the cast stands out a lot because the movesets feel interesting and aren't of your typical Street Fighter flavor. If a character is an obvious mechanical homage to another character, it's going to be a Third Strike character rather than a Street Fighter 2 character. So it still ends up feeling fresh. So let's go over these characters in the order that they were added to Yatagarasu. Starting with Ko and Crow, who are the Shoutouts of
Ko
the game.
and Crow.
They're Fireballs, Tatsu,
Okay. Oh, so these are
Lovers.
Ryu
But I
Ken.
find Crow to be a more interesting take on the Shoto archetype, because they have much slower fireballs,
Hmm.
a Tatsu
You got like that
forces
Kai
double
Kisuke
save,
fireball.
and an unblockable super, making them feel pretty fresh and
Shin
appealing
Shoryuken
and-
unblockable?
I also love canceling their far heavy kick into DP.
That's nice.
Feels
That looks
so
like it's
good.
that looks like it's hit
We
confirmable.
immediately get real different with the next character though, as Hanzo is one of the most unique characters I think I've ever played in a fighting game.
Oh.
She's a ninja with teleport dashes, a fast fall, a dive kick, and two really interesting command grabs.
Two
One of them is
command
done with a
throws?
Down-up charge motion, but interestingly, it has a long buffer window, so you can do the grab on the ground, but you can also charge it, jump, and then still perform the grab in the air from
Oh.
the same charge.
Oh my
Also,
god.
the EX version doesn't need a charge at all.
Oh.
Very unique.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Her other interesting grab is a super done with a down-up punch in.
Down up, down
Where
up.
she does a teleport dash forward that can end up behind the opponent while she grabs them. Because this motion is so unorthodox, she's able to hide it in her buttons and movement.
Yeah,
making
yeah,
it
yeah.
a very scary and cool
That's
option.
yeah, that's
This
actually
character
sick.
is very mechanically unique, but requires a specialist to
Down
make
up punch.
Then we have Juzumaru, who's a Rekka character who hits like a truck and has fun links.
Oh, he's the
that
scrubby character. I
connect from
see it.
any
Yeah, yeah,
random
yeah, yeah.
combo
He's the
show,
one that like.
making him a real solid character for those with strong fundamentals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I already knew he's a scrubby character.
Next on the roster is Hina, who is our main charge character, who I thought was pretty straightforward.
Oh, I'm about to say that's an
Like,
infinite.
she's got a lot of nasty mix-ups and loop potential paired with her standard
Was that
charge
reset?
character essentials, like a flash kick,
Rapid
big
slash?
dash, and mid and low slashes with her katana. She also has a low slide that can be special cancel, which is a charge character's dream. And Yatagarasu has another katana girl who switches things up completely from Hina.
See how
She's
she's
a
closing her
command
eyes
character,
when she's
so
doing
you
that
already
stance or
know she
whatever?
has some goofy run cancel shenanigans.
Okay.
Shimo's a harder character to grasp, but she's got a nice cross up and a swallow swipe.
Yo, the
straight from
Hibiki
center
jump
shoulder
roundhouse from
to
CVS 2?
And then there's Jet, who's just Dudley, okay? But I mean that lovingly. I mean, the dude literally has a move called Jet Upper, a ducking move, the crab punch.
Yo, this is
all
the
of
this is
them.
the smug character.
He's a lot of fun and hits so hard.
Uh.
And to close out the vanilla roster, we have the grappler. of
Yo,
the game,
Mad
Kata,
Cats.
Who is basically Hugo.
Wait, what did
but
Mad
maybe
Cats do with
mechanically
Yatagarasu?
He's got the regular and running
Uh.
SPD, but he also has an air SPD,
Uh.
and instead of the claps, he's got
Damn,
a
before
mix of
Zangief got
dropkick
Air SPD,
and doubles.
this guy
That's
got
the
it.
ball, though. His super is a 720 motion that is powered up with additional 360 motions and takes
First
5
of all,
360s
nah,
to reach
he
its
did
full
360.
power, making this an 1800 degree
Oh, damn. What
Now for
the?
the characters added to Attack on Cataclysm, we're going back to ninjas with Azure, who also has teleport dashes
Who
like
doesn't have
Hanzo,
teleports if you're a
but also
ninja?
sports a ground and air power wave, a
Nice.
command grab super, and a super where he chunks some plasma in the air and lets it rain
Oh,
down
that's
like
cool. Yeah,
super
setups.
sick.
He's definitely
Hikaru
super
is
sick.
another ninja girl who's probably one of the most unique in the cast.
I thought she was like a
as she's an extreme
sorceress.
mix-up character with command jumps and specials that lead to a lot of air options, like a pizza cutter, kunais.
Yo,
even a
why is
super
that
that
kunai
inflicts
so
debuff
looks
that
so cheap?
reduces pushback on the opponent when it hits.
Oh, that's
which
a
I think is the
godlike
first time
super.
I've ever seen something like this in a fighter.
Yeah.
She's low damage and takes a lot of work, but if you want to open people
Ooh.
up, pick Kotaru.
Ooh.
To close out the Attack on Cataclysm roster, we have Aja, who's an
Aja.
absolute scrub killer who will force you to learn how to parry.
I know
as she
I
has
know how to
huge
pick these
sword
characters,
special
bro.
moves that can be canceled into each other for free. She's simple, strong, and a waifu, which is a dangerous combination.
Sounds like my type of
Now for
character.
the characters that were added into Enter the Eastward, starting with Woogly, who is a butler that
Woogly?
has ridiculous juggles anywhere on the screen, along with a very unique special that counters grabs and command grabs, which I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's,
Whenever
no, I
he
mean you have
lands his
JP.
grab counter, it powers up his
Yeah,
other
JP
counter
and
for
Mija does that,
absolute
right?
strikes,
Beats
which
throws
is
and command
represented
throws.
by his little face going crazy at the bottom of the screen, which I think is a pretty funny visual. Then we have Tinyi, who's very Guilty Gear
Jam?
core,
Yeah.
and has some of the most ridiculous.
She doesn't look like
turns and wild
she
burst options
fits in
the
this game,
Her pressure
right?
is pretty annoying to deal with,
Like
but at least
you
get
could
to see
kind of
some the
tell like the
coolest looking
quality
combos
of characters,
in the game. Her
like just thinking about it.
presented by his little
The quality
face,
of characters
which
look
powers up his
look
other
very weird. Like in this third port, it feels like it's not the same like the other characters that we saw. Like these are definitely, it's like less resources, less love, less time. It feels like these characters were just like, all right, make something quick and then just add them in the game. That's what it feels like, right?
strikes, which is represented by his little face going crazy at the bottom of the
Like they
screen,
don't look like
which I
part of
think
the
is a pretty
cast.
funny visual. Then we have Tinyi, who's very Guilty Gear Jam core.
That's
Her
what it feels
pressure-
like to me.
And finally, we have, at least you get to see some of the coolest looking combos in the game when you get hit. And finally, we have
Yeah,
Stan,
for
the
sure.
Robot
Her?
Girl, who
Nah,
actually has
come on.
3 different versions to pick from with different
I guess
suits.
because look, even the character looks
Visually and
weird.
mechanically, she feels like she's from a different game because she has air chains, a melty blood air throw that can be
Oh
comboed
my
into,
god, yeah, she's the
specials
joke
that
character.
charge up when held, and weird gimmicky supers.
Oh,
And that's because she's technically a guest character.
ah.
And she's the mascot for the Fantasista Game Center in Okayama, Japan, which I hope to check out one day now because of this game. So random but cool.
But yeah, it's just the last
All
3
in all,
characters felt
I
like
think
weird.
Mechanically and visually, this is a strong roster. So Yatagarasu nails the most important part of a fighting game.
I don't know. What do you guys
But
think?
it's hard to ignore the broken promises and barely.
Yeah,
touching
damn.
the
I still will buy it just to make a
Yatagarasu
video
is
on
a
it, but
passion project made by an
I didn't know about all that information.
Obviously,
Gao Winkle always
various
puts in
wacky
the
publishers
lore,
and publications
which is
will
really
never
awesome.
know the full details of. But at the end of the day, it's still a product that costs money, and I can't make excuses for features that were never delivered. Nonetheless, a game that you have to jump through hoops to play.
Ooh, yo, the
This is
reset for the
just
damage.
conjecture on
Grapplers
my
always do
part,
mad
but I
damage.
believe the main goal for PDW Hodopin was to cultivate a classic-style fighter for the Japanese scene, which was accomplished because the game made it into the arcades and is still
Hey,
played at
Japan
events like
2024.
Shoutouts,
Look at that.
with everything
Side
else
tournaments.
kind of being an afterthought. But who knows? Yatagarasu seems to be an eternal hobbyist.
Japan
project
always
for the developers
has a
studio.
scene
So
for
maybe
any
in
game,
another
bro.
decade, we'll randomly get a new update to Yatagarasu that doesn't require me to forward my ports and use an old Mad Catz TE to play. And I'm serious.
That's why it's
Want
Mad Catz
Yatagarasu
sponsored
because the
stage.
fans-
Only Mad Catz work.
It's a good game that I also just can't recommend to a normal fighting game enjoyer, but I understand why the players who do play it are willing to persevere to find matches. It's truly a Dojin classic that I think a lot of players would love. And I commend BDW Hodopin for creating
Wait, hold
a
on,
game
what?
that I think a lot of players
Yo, I was like, why is that dude sitting like that, bro?
would love. And I commend BDW Hodopin for creating a game that captures the beauty of the late 90s 2D fighter while expertly streamlining it at the same time. But I need it wrapped up in a box that isn't from 2008.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Damn, okay. I might have to get that game actually. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Should I make a video about it, playing the game as well? Also, make sure you guys subscribe to Gao Win Quotes. He makes amazing videos, and I don't know if he's gonna reach 100K soon. So I don't know if this video will come out before then, but if you give him subscribe, especially if you love my channel and when you watch old fighting game stuff, he's the guy that like really deep dives into that type of thing. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. You guys already know, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Thanks for watching the whole video. Appreciate all the support. I also have a Patreon, and we're just doing a lot of cool stuff on there, giveaways, getting people better. So if you guys want that, link is down below in the description. And also big shout outs to everybody that has subscribed to the Patreon. All the names are literally just coming out right here. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.